Hi, everybody, and hope everyone is still enjoying a very Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. This is TFT Tarot for today, Divine Dabblings with Oberon and Banshee, and it's me, Oberon, with the outlook on the emotional exchanges. It's my weekly show that looks into our emotional relationships with each other, whether or not they are actual primary romantic kind of relationships or anything else, the relationship between friends, platonic, co-workers, children, grandparents, etc. You get the idea. So I am using the Mike Royo, wrong scene, Dark Tarot, because it's a little bit of a combination of naughty or nice. And I suppose being in the Christmas season, we're going to go for that. But it's still going to be the same kind of standard reading I normally do. I just may try to incorporate some naughty or nice elements. So it is a reading for the signs of the Zodiac. I will start with Aries, Sun, Moon, or Rising. And the first card I draw is the emotional vibration of the week. That's the Three of Swords. So the vibration of the week sort of feels like, there's a little bit of emotional strife going on. Maybe somebody's heart is breaking. Maybe there's an emotional breakup, or there's a breakup in a friendship of some sort. So it doesn't feel great. What is the emotional challenge for the week? As if that wasn't enough. And it's the Devil reversed. And so this could be saying that there is a codependent or an obsessive kind of quality to a relationship that may have been breaking apart, and the challenge is to kind of keep working on this idea that maybe you are freeing yourself from something that's actually kind of oppressive. All right, so the next card is Who is Coming Towards You? And I just randomly move through the deck until I come across a court card, and the court card will determine somewhat, to some degree, a kind of personality or type of person. And then the final card will be the one after that, and that will define the reason why they are coming towards you. So it's the Page of Swords. It's upright. And the Page of Swords is an air sign, perhaps Aquarian, Libra, or Gemini. They may be youth or youthful. They are coming to you, perhaps, because of another young person, the Page of Pentacles, or the idea that maybe they want to be involved in understanding something. They may be looking at applying themselves to an education or to a learning process. So, okay, that was Aries. We will now move on to Taurus, Sun, Moon, or Rising. And I like this cloth I'm using. It's very decorative, and the idea of naughty and nice with a black cat and a white cat, I suppose, is cute. However, being, a kind of slidey, silky kind of cloth, it's a little hard to deal on. So I will just have to take it easy. So Taurus, Sun, Moon, or Rising, what is the vibration for the week, emotionally speaking? And it's the Six of Chalices or Cups. It's upright. You may feel that this is a time to renew some old acquaintances, or because it is the holiday season, you feel drawn to people from your past or people like relatives that you don't see all the time, perhaps. And so you're hoping, perhaps, to connect with them or to at least give a shout out of some sort. What is the challenge of the week? Well, some of this may be that there is some emotional baggage or distance between you and those people. It's the Queen of Cups reversed, and maybe these are people that you care about, but sometimes you don't care about things that they say or do or are, so in other words, if there are religious or political differences, Thanksgiving or Christmas dinners just aren't very functional for the entire group collective. So that's your challenge, is maybe trying to figure out how you're going to deal with that. So who's coming towards you? And it's the Page of Wands. It's upright. And Wands means it could be a fire card, a fire sign. So it could be somebody like Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries. They are probably, once again, a young person or youthful-minded person. Why are they coming towards you? And it's the reverse Seven of Wands. They may be feeling they need your help in support in certain ways. Maybe they are finding that there's a situation that is trying them, and maybe they feel your support might help them stand up for something. It could be involving physical things, but it could also just be involving communication things, just being able to show support in some way. All right, so that was Taurus. We'll move on to Gemini. Sun, moon, or rising. Gemini, sun, moon, or rising. What is the vibe or essence or energy around you this time? That's the upright king of chalices or cups. You may find that you're being drawn to kindness. Maybe there's somebody you need to spend quality time with and maybe somehow be helpful to them, charitable even. It could be a mentoring thing, or it could just be that maybe you have a position in your kind of family or circle that indicates you're the one who has to kind of be that all father, all mother type. So, what is your challenge? And it's the reversed Ace of Cups. And so, my feeling here is that you feel you're always being kind to others, but you're looking yourself, Gemini, for your special support, your special friend. And maybe that feels lonely sometimes, and maybe it feels like it's just never quite getting to where you want it to. And your challenge is to try to figure out if there are reasons why, or figure out what your role in life could be in this regard. So who is coming towards you? And once again, it's the Knave of Wands upright, and that's a page of wands, and they could be a fire sign, they could be Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. So they're young, youthful minded. It's possible that they are, in fact, the bearer of a message. Why are they coming towards you? It's the reversed Queen of Pentacles. So it's somebody that maybe has emotional difficulties right now. There's a distraughtness. Maybe there's somebody who's suffering a loss or who's otherwise unbalanced emotionally for certain reasons. And, a lot of times the holiday season is hard on certain people for a lot of reasons I can't get into here. You are challenged, I think, to try to find a way to be kind to them and maybe helpful in some regard. Right. Gemini, we are moving on to Cancer, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Cancer, Sun, Moon, or Rising. What is the emotional vibe for you this week? It's the upright Ace of Swords. You are on to a conquest or a victory. It could be about friendship. It could just be about an undertaking in general. It may be something that has a particular emotional significance for you. So it could be about maybe furthering your relationship or partnership with somebody. What is the challenge of the week? It's the reversed Six of Wands. And the challenge of the week may be that if there is this kind of situation going on, you're not the top dog here. You might have to settle for being a little bit behind the other person in the situation, whether it's a relationship or a partnership or some sort of new kind of friendship. It may be you have a more secondary role, or at least in the idea here, and that you have to learn to accept that to some degree. That could be your challenge. So who is coming towards you? And it's the reversed King of Wands. So it's a mature gentleman who is possibly a fire sign, once again, Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. But they seem to be unconfident about themselves or unconfident about what they're coming to you for. They may be scamming a little bit on the idea of how they want to portray themselves. So there's could be a faulty charisma because maybe they're a con person of some sort. They want you to believe something about them that maybe is not exactly true. So why are they coming towards you? And it's the Eight of Pentacles. And the Eight of Pentacles, to me, strongly suggests they are looking at some sort of partnership or situation, maybe, where they impart or share skills or knowledge or training for some other result. And just because there's a sense here of conman-like behavior, I'm going to assume that there is a little bit of a red flag here you should be looking for, that this may be somebody who is really looking to exploit or capitalize on what you can provide. All right, I'm going to leave it that way for Cancer, and we're going to move on to Leo then, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Leo, what is the vibe around you this week? Romantically speaking, vibrational energy. It's the reversed Four of Wands. There's just a slight feeling like maybe holiday stuff wasn't exactly to your liking. Maybe you're feeling like not everybody that you needed to see was there. There's just a little bit of an incompleteness. You're not totally unhappy, but you knew if something else was there, it would have been happier for you. What is the challenge for you then? And it's the Hierophant. And the Hierophant is upright. And so the challenge could be that you feel whatever this lack is here, you need to bring order to that, whether it's a situation emotionally or otherwise in that group or situation you want to resolve any lingering problems that might be between people or something like that. But this could be also talking too that maybe this is about, Leo, a strong relationship that maybe is floundering at the moment, and that it was so strong it was almost really a sense of working towards a marriage or some sort of formal bond. But maybe the challenge is that something is not quite aligned or happy for either or both, and you have to work on that. Who is coming towards you? It's the King of Wands, who is upright, and the King of Wands could be a fire sign, Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. They may be noble in a certain way, but they're on a quest to prove something that maybe involves bravery and nobility. Could it be about the situation? I'm not so sure it is. There's not exactly a lot here I can tell, so I'm just going to let it go with that, Leo. And we will move on to Virgo then. Sun, Moon, or Rising. Virgo, what is the essence or vibration that can be around you in this next week? It's the upright Six of Wands. You feel like you're going to be noticed, or that is what is going to happen, that somebody really is going to kind of notice you in a way that you don't always get. And maybe it's about, the good things you do, whether it's about co-worker kind of stuff. I think it's really more about interpersonal though, because we are talking the emotional exchanges. So maybe somebody notices how kind you are to them and how giving you are, Virgo, and maybe that's a real good boost for you. So what is your emotional challenge for the week then? And it's the reversed Ace of Wands. And so what you may realize is that this is important, being noticed and being, felt in good regard here. But there maybe is this particular friendship or situation that you feel you're not coming across to that person, that situation, and that maybe that one is very important to you too, but somehow somebody seems invisible to you or you are invisible to them. Who's coming towards you? And it's the Page of Wands again. Boy, that guy or girl sure gets around. It is a youthful person, male or female. They are probably a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. This just seems to be a really hot time for them in the holiday season here. But maybe they have a message or an invitation of some sort. Why are they coming towards you? It's the reversed Five of Wands, and maybe they have some sort of game with you that they want to play or embark on. It could be lighthearted. It seems like it's something where maybe bitter competition is not. It might be a fun winter activity. Maybe you're going to do something like, go sledding or tobogganing or ice skating or go visit, somebody in the winter climes or areas. It's an invitation, like I said, so watch for that. It might be fun. And we're going to move on to Libra then, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Libra, Sun, Moon, or Rising. What is the vibe? What is the essence or energy of this week for you? It's the reverse Ten of Swords. Libra, you're turning a major corner of some sort. And it may be that you had a really bitter, kind of vindictive kind of relationship with somebody going on. And maybe you felt they were really out to do you no good at all. But somehow you have managed to avert that, or in fact turn the tables on them. And you may not be, Libra, necessarily somebody who feels like you have to get even, but this could have been a situation that really, really needed to send a message. So what is the challenge for the week then? And it's the Four of Swords. So clearly it's time to kind of pull away a little bit and heal yourself to recover whatever this was. And maybe it wasn't as extreme as I said, but it could have been a battle with a boss or a coworker or a neighbor that doesn't like you, or any number of situations. You had to kind of make sure they understood their consequences in a way. You had to overturn whatever it was they just couldn't let go. But now you need to kind of chill a little bit, if for only your sake of mind, peace of mind. Who is coming towards you though? And once again, it's, well, this time it's the Page of Swords. So the Page of Swords is possibly a young person. They are possibly an air sign, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. And they may be coming towards you because maybe they have a little bit of advice to give you about getting beyond all of this, that maybe, it's about, being tactful too. But what is specifically what's going on? I mean, they represent themselves as somebody who wants to be helpful and adviseful, but they have a secret. It's the moon. They have a secret, and probably they want to be really discreet. That's that quality about how they impart this information. So it may be that you might have to play their game a little bit. How interesting is that, Libra? That sounds like something that would happen to Scorpio. Maybe it's Scorpio that's doing that. Well, I feel that way about Scorpio sometimes. Scorpio, Sun, Moon, or Rising. What is the vibration or energy of your week ahead? And it's the King of Wands upright. So, Scorpio, you may feel you have to be really very diplomatic, but also use your charm and charisma, your sense of nobleness and ethics, Scorpio. People can be loyal to you even if they feel like, you have a little bit of a darker edge at times, but you appreciate loyalty usually. And so this is the energy of this week ahead, is maybe you are working to up the ante with your loyalty to others, but also how others, want to be loyal back to you. Because at the end of the day, this is about maybe some sort of noble plan that you might have, or you feel you can pull together. What is the challenge of the week? And it's the upright Fool. And so this is saying that maybe you feel there's some unexpected and possibly doubtful things that could happen, and you want to stay on top of it. You want to be able to predict to some degree what's going on, or take the best chances you can and get the best outcomes you can. So who is coming towards you? And it's the Queen of Swords. And Swords means it could be an air sign, Aquarius, Gemini, Libra, but the Queen is a woman of any age, and this Queen perhaps has a ability to have decision-making authority over you, or somebody who is possibly going to interact with you in a decision. It could be beneficial to you, but the decision is pretty much theirs. Why are they coming towards you? What is this possibly about? And it's the Four of Cups. So it is a decision about maybe something that has already been offered to you. And it could be about, something that's emotional based, but also wisdom based too. Maybe they have an offer for you of some sort, and it could be more than just, becoming friends, but it isn't necessarily just that. This is very curious because, of course, some of us are already involved in relationships. So what does this actually represent? At any rate, I'll leave Scorpios with that idea, and we'll move on to Sagittarius. Sagittarius, sun, moon, or rising. Right, Sagittarius, what is the vibe for the week? What is the energy? It's the King of Chalices. So you too, Sagittarius, like another sign, may find yourself in a more mentoring, beneficial, kinder role. Maybe you're trying to help somebody out in certain ways. Emotionally speaking, this may be saying you are really rising to an occasion of kindness and generosity. So I wonder if that's connected to the holiday season, with somebody that you really care about, making sure, they have a good holiday season. What is your challenge for the week, Sagittarius? And it's another king. It's the King of Wands upright. So your challenge may be that with this person, it's more than being kind. You want to really help them achieve a victory of some sort. You want to help them come across maybe in a friendship that may really matter. Something about being charismatic and noble. Who's coming towards you, Sagittarius? And it's the Queen of Wands upright. So it's a fire sign. The Queen could be a woman who is Aries, Sagittarius, or Leo. Um, as a queen, they are sort of into this idea of really using their charm a lot. So they may be somebody who really appears to you charismatically. Why is that? And it's the Lovers, and it's upright. So this queen could be a woman who has an emotional, gratifying or pleasing choice for you. Um, and it may be that it represents the idea of either something you really want or something you really feel would probably put you in a bad position in some ways, obsessively or otherwise. So you may want to watch out for what that person's intentions are. All right, from Sagittarius, we'll move to Capricorn, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Capricorn, what is the vibe, the essence, the energy, especially emotionally speaking? And it's the reverse, the Ace of Swords. So it sort of feels like something you really thought you could, kind of, achieve this victory or attain this situation successfully. It seems to have delays. You're not sure if you've been applying too much force to it, and you've kind of, made too much of an aggressive or assertive stance towards this achievement. What is the challenge of the week? And it's the Empress reversed. So this could be saying that maybe you need to kind of regroup a little bit and decide what is maybe a softer energy approach towards this matter. And I get the feeling like this could be about intrapersonal relationships with close people that maybe there's a shared space between them, or there is potentially shared space between them, whether it's actual living residence or closer situations. And so the challenge is really learning how to cooperate, not just yourself with them, but making them understand why it's in their interest to cooperate, with the group aesthetic as well. All right, who is coming towards you? And this one too gets around. It's the King of Wands, so it's another fire sign, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. And they also have, an idea about moving towards accomplishments or being noble and brave and convincing and charismatic. What is that about? It too is about the lovers, the idea of maybe making a choice that maybe they feel is beneficial for you. But I get the feeling like maybe this is self-serving a little bit too. They're trying to bring you along with something mutual that maybe also benefits them. This could be a number of different things. I don't think it's like necessarily a strong emotional relationship if one already exists between you and others. But it may be about, convincing you there's things that you two could share that create this partnership. How much time do you need to put into that? Maybe it is something you want. I don't know. All right, so now we'll move to Aquarius. Sun, Moon, or Rising. Aquarius. Aquarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising. What's the vibe going on? What is the emotional essence or energy of this week ahead? And it's the Devil. And it's upright. And so this may be saying that this week ahead has a lot of temptations for you, obviously. This week ahead may find that you are challenged by feeling, you want it all and realizing that it may not necessarily be possible, or that some of the choices or things that are interesting you may have a blowback that you can't necessarily appreciate. What, if anything else, is the actual challenge, emotionally speaking? And it's another Devil, but it's the Sun reversed. And so maybe the challenge is figuring out really how to tame your own inner obsessive qualities or inner codependence and relationships and things by realizing that there is a point of gratitude that you can't necessarily have the total epitome that the Sun represents, that being able to settle for a little bit less is not so bad. Aquarius, who's coming towards you? And it's the reverse Queen of Pentacles. So the Queen of Pentacles is an earth sign. She's a mother earth sign. She could be a Virgo or Capricorn or um, Taurus. And she has mother and nurturing qualities, but as a reversed card, she maybe has the idea about taking care of yourself or taking care of herself. What is this about? Well, it's about judgment. And so maybe this is a person who feels if they have some relationship with you, they need to back off a little bit. They're making a judgment to say something they realize tells them not that you're a bad person, but that they need to work on themselves a little bit. So this may be a person who has perceived you, Aquarius, as a good friend, but they can't be very serious with you right now. I hope that's not very hurtful, but I get the feeling like somebody doesn't appreciate your personality as much as you want them to. All right, so now we end up with Pisces, the last of the signs of the zodiac. Pisces, sun, moon, or rising, what is your vibe or energy for this week? What kind of essence is around you romantically or emotionally? And it's the Hierophant reversed. So there could be a lot of things going on here. Maybe you're appreciating yourself for being a nonconformist, but maybe you have concerns about the nature of your relationship. If you're in a more priority or primary relationship, you may be feeling like there's a little bit of um, unalignedness right now, that maybe some things don't feel exactly connective. Is it an argument, or is it just, changing, situations between each of you? What is the challenge for this week? And it's the Eight of Wands. And there's a transformative quality here, but it's also in service to focusing on your targets and goals and finding a way to bring all your energy, whether it's transformative or just quick energy that can move towards resolutions, to the fore. So who's coming towards you? It's the Knave of Wands. Final appearance. The Knave of Wands is like the Page of Wands, so this could be an invitation of some sort or a message from some sort. It could be a fire sign, so it could be a young person, male or female, who is, once again, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. Why are they coming towards you? They may have a message or invitation. What is up? It's the reversed Eight of Swords. They may be telling you that perhaps a particular interaction or situation going on with you and them is sort of in your mind, in a way that they sort of feel like, you can free yourself from whatever this bad idea is you have about them. So they may be trying to change your idea about them and your relationship with them. All right, so that's what I have for the emotional exchanges. Don't forget to watch all our other shows. We're moving towards the end of the year, but we will have happy hour tomorrow. It's normal time of 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Come get a happy, uplifting, and possibly divine message. No questions asked. Just show up in the chat room, and we will give you that great message. On Sunday morning, it's Banshee's Material Matters. It's a reading for all signs of the zodiac. Join both of us in the chat room as Banshee illuminates that reading, and also we have fun with most of the other tarot tribe that tends to show up. So it's great fun. That's Sunday mornings at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Later in the afternoon, we return to our live streams with the 2 to 4 p.m. regular live stream. You can ask any question. We will try to give you that answer. And of course, it is first come, first served. If you're not going to, it's a very busy day. If you're not going to stay, leave a question if you want one answered. Otherwise, you may not necessarily get your reading if we have to call for you and you're not there for it. So check that out. That is from 2 to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. As always, we hope you are enjoying the holiday season, and we expect to see you soon. Bye-bye.